Well, let's get started today and see what's on everybody's mind for technology. Sandy, were you raising your hand? You were. Awesome.
I've got two. Okay. I was on my iPad yesterday, probably 5 o'clock, just to let you know what, there's probably a lot of people. Trying to finish up an order that had been sitting there because I wanted to add something to it and then get it sent off. Okay. So I was in the Amazon website.
Website or app?
Website.
Okay.
Because I'm going to Smile Amazon.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And I was kicked out. Completely kicked out. Blacked out. iPad shut down. It came back, and that happened 3 times. So I thought maybe it's because it's so.
My money yesterday.
Trevor Noah. I out about his new and charged up a little bit, and then came back to Amazon and had no problem. Other than they were going to charge me double of what they had added what I had in one section along with my order, and they were going to charge me double. So I caught that, so I just wiped out everything.
The logo. So that's not an Amazon.
You need a new battery.
I think the likeliest indicator, just by knowing, without knowing for sure, is just, are the things that you used to do, does the battery stay strong? Like let's say you could read a book and watch videos for 2 days, and now you can only do it for a day. Those are signs that your battery is degrading. Things that used to take. There might be some tests that you can do, maybe even an app that might tell you, but I've never actually downloaded or tried any of those. You've got some thoughts, Ken?
When my computer gets low on battery, it'll come up and it'll say,
well, yeah, there's
15 minutes left. Going bad, it would know, and doesn't Apple give you a...
Well, yeah, there's a difference between bad battery and low battery. So are you talking, is your battery going bad, or is it just...
Wearing out, I guess is a better word.
Yeah, so it's lifespan.
Battery, yeah.
Yeah, not is it getting low.
About 5 years old.
Yeah.
He's trying to tell you wants a new one.
It
Black
could
Friday's coming.
Get it on Amazon. Don't buy the new one.
She's trying to.
That's right.
Okay.
But yeah, if it's just a low battery, iPads always will warn you at 20%, 10%
Oh, yeah.
that it's low.
And
But if you're talking about the battery actually degrading, as in its ability to hold a charge,
right, that's what I mean.
yeah, you should be able to tell, I used to be able to do this much stuff in this amount of time, and now that's drastically decreased. So if you're noticing, like with my old phone, I was noticing after 2 years that I was barely hanging on to a day with normal use, not watching videos or just checking my email, doing regular things. My phone would basically be drained at the end of the day and dying. Whereas before, I used to get over a day. I'd charge it at night, but it wouldn't be dead at the end of the day. So those kinds of signs. But there might be, you could check the App Store and see if there's an app that will, basically evaluate your battery. Kind of like, you go to, what's it called? What's the oil change place? Oil Can Henry, or any place really. Part of their inspection is to check your battery, and they'll print out the little tab, the little receipt printer thing that says your battery's here on the scale. And we just bought a battery a couple months ago for Becca's because it was about 6 years old. She bought it in 2010. 6 years old, and so it was waning on the it could die on you. And we decided we're going to be flying soon. We don't want to drive up to Seattle and then get back off the airplane and have a dead battery in this, or not get to Seattle and miss our exactly. So I said, yes, would you please change our battery today? So there might be something like that in the App Store. Maybe not, because that might be something that has to be tested hardware-wise, not a software test.
Okay.
But
Can
maybe
we change a battery in an iPad?
Yes, I would not recommend it as a home user, but I mean, you might take it to a repair shop. Speaking of which, the repair shop, or I called the repair shop, and they were not able to fix my iPad. So he said that the micro soldering was it was too much for him to be able to do. So frustrated.
How old was that?
Frustrated it didn't get fixed, but also frustrated with the process that I had to call them every time to find out updates of is the part in, is the iPad, well, I called about the part several times and then called, oh, well, we finished it yesterday and weren't able to take care of it or get it fixed. And so then why didn't you call them?
Right.
So I've been frustrated with them.
Yeah.
Brian, on
Yes.
the topic of batteries, I have a
Yes.
question. It's
Mhm.
like source and not use the battery,
Mm-hmm.
or is it better to use the battery down and then plug it in and charge it again?
Right. So there's a couple of things that you can do. One is my old laptop had a program on it that could help manage the battery to help you extend its life as long as possible. So that's one bit of the pie. Another bit is or piece, I guess, is that I would recommend if you can remove the battery. You know, a lot of laptops have removable batteries.
There's a Dell.
Yeah, and so you just push those buttons and you slide the battery out. If it's plugged in, it doesn't need the battery. Doesn't need the battery. So you're essentially using it when you don't need to, and it's working when it doesn't need to be working. So if you just unplug it if it's acting like a desktop, but you just like the small footprint of a laptop and it's primarily plugged into the wall for hours and hours and days at a time, just take the battery out.
But don't move it. Don't unplug it.
Well, yeah, don't unplug it and move it. Plug the battery back in before you decide to unplug and move it, because then it will be like a desktop where you unplug the plug and it'll just shut down.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll shut down because it has no battery backup. But yeah, if it's primarily used in one spot, there's no reason to leave the battery plugged in if you have that option, like with the MacBooks, that option. And a lot of the new like 2-in-1s have such small footprint that the battery's built inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't take them out.
Yeah, but if it's removable, I would remove it. And yeah, and then another option is to leave it unplugged and then just keep using it, and then when you get the warning that the battery's low, then just slide it back in and start using it again. So yeah, those are all different options, but I think the best one, if it's got a removable battery and you leave it plugged in the same place most of the time, just pull the battery out. And then, but the thing to keep in mind for that is that you will have to charge it, because it'll probably keep most of its charge, but any rechargeable battery, when it's not being plugged in, will slowly lose its charge.
Yeah, I need to get her battery's getting. Yeah, I mean it's fairly old.
Yeah, but any rechargeable battery, once it's been charged, it will slowly deplete its charge, whether it's powering something or not. But yeah, my old laptop, which again I've mentioned before, Sandy had the honor of using, it probably wouldn't last a half hour if it wasn't plugged into the wall.
That's with her current.
It's lasting a little more than a half hour. It's, definitely.
Yeah, and if that's the case and you do need it I would go to Amazon
Well,
or
$25 you can get it.
yeah, you
I
can
mean, if you go to Dell, it's $100.
right.
For, and I guess you were gonna probably be replacing your laptop anyhow. It's getting to that point.
Well, if it's that point, then it doesn't make sense to
Yeah,
invest
even
in a battery.
Whether you get a battery.
Right. Yeah. So,
Thank you.
yeah, no problem.
Another question,
Sure.
different subject.
Mhm.
I am currently signed up for Facebook, but I haven't gone in there in months, so I'm gonna
Yes.
just close it out.
Okay.
Can I do that on the iPad, or do I need to go on my PC?
I don't know. Let's find out. I'm on my iPad, but I've got my phone. Let's see what we can do here. Settings. Account settings. Maybe general. Let's find out. Name, email, phone, contacts, password, networks, video, sound, browser, blocking, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't look like it.
You got it for life. You can't get it.
Well, but through the app doesn't look like it'll let you. So you'd have to go to
You gotta unfriend. Look at all the people you gotta unfriend.
I was on Facebook a long time ago, and I decided I didn't want it anymore. I got out of it. I just went to Facebook, logged into my account, and got out.
Yeah.
Several years later, I had a lot of friends that were on it. What are you doing? Facebook and all that. I went back on. They had saved everything.
Yeah, well,
Everything.
that's what I was gonna say. Is
it's there for life.
Really?
The information.
Oh boy.
Well, but here's the thing. It looks like you do have to go to the website to, and this is what it's going to probably say is it's going to disable your account. They way back in the beginning you could delete your account.
Right.
But right now, as it stands for the last few years, whether they say disable or not, whatever the wording it is they use, your account will basically put into limbo.
Yeah.
Everything will be saved, all of your photos, all of your posts, everything, but it will be unviewable by anybody. No one can access it, except for, say, Facebook themselves on their end of things. But should you choose to decide to come back and re-enable your account or recreate your account, all of your former posts, all of your videos, all of your pictures, all of your friends, everything will be there waiting for you as a convenience to you.
Wow.
Whether you consider it a convenience or an annoyance, it's there.
Okay.
Yep.
And you said go to the website.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what device.
Well, if you go on your iPad, make sure that on the bottom you click on desktop version, because it'll still probably find out it. Our devices are smart and know whether we're on a mobile device or a desktop style device, and so it'll probably default you to the mobile version of Facebook. So if you scroll to the bottom of the Facebook page or somewhere on there, it should say use desktop version or just desktop version, and you click that button and it'll switch you to the full desktop version.
Okay.
And then go into your settings and go from there.
Okay. But
Yeah.
that would also eliminate Facebook everywhere.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll disable your account, so then you can just delete the app from your phone and from your tablet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Huh. Well, thank you.
No problem. Yeah, there are some people that are pretty upset with that when when their loved ones pass. They want to be able to delete, and all they really can do is just disable the Facebook page. And I think that's a big issue where people are saying, my loved ones died. I just want it back to Facebook. That was kind of the controversy that arose when they decided to switch it from deleting the account to just making it a disable. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ken.
last week, tried to set up that mail account. We went through that.
Yeah.
Okay, I went to that Mozilla one.
Yeah.
And I went to their website, and there was this big thing that says download now.
Mm-hmm.
And before I touched it, Norton comes on and says, "This is a dangerous site. Do not download." And I went off, so I went back on, and it came up with the same thing again. So I didn't do it. I used the one that comes with Windows. Download, and I looked at it and I read a few things, and then down in the corner Norton come up and says, "Don't download, this is an unsafe or a dangerous site," or something like that.
Huh.
Okay, I won't.
Well,
Did you read any reviews? No. I mean, they might.
Well, what's the other guy?
well, that's what I was gonna do really quick. Stupid app isn't working to allow me to show what I'm doing to people at home, but we're gonna go. So what we're gonna do? Sometimes antivirus programs are so overprotective that they will give you false positive readings. So Norton. See, here you go. September 26, 2016, compatibility of Norton Toolbar and Norton Identity Safe with Mozilla, which is the parent company of that program. So I just entered Norton flags Mozilla as unsafe in our search engine to see if we could find something to come up about that. And it happened. It happens, and it's a good thing to listen to it. But if you are pretty sure, well, someone recommended this to me. It's told me it was a safe program.
The Firefox, but I've heard of Mozilla, and
Yeah.
I've never heard anything bad. I just
Right.
care about it.
Yep.
And for that to come from Norton,
Yep.
there's something going on here. I don't know what it is. I'll just stay away from it.
It's not exactly what I was going for. It says in Mozilla. We don't know. Didn't I say? Oh, I didn't say Thunderbird. All right. Thunderbird and Firefox. But that's another thing. Always make sure you're trying to find new links like this. I mean, 2009. You don't think 2009 is that long ago, but in terms of trying to find issues related to computers, 2009 is quite an old article. So we'll try.
Something like this, it's over 6 months old.
Yeah. And I've done that before. Of an iPhone, so that will not. It almost will not help me.
One thing about Facebook,
Yeah.
I'm on it, and I don't hardly ever use that. I've never posted on it, but I do read things from people. And they want to know all kinds of stuff like your birthday and this, that, and everything else. And I get birthday cards from people saying, so-and-so's birthday's tomorrow, so you send them a card. Well, I never put my birthday on it. But I don't remember what it was. I was going to Jonah's site, and I don't remember. It wasn't Amazon, but it was something like that. My birthday. So you don't need to know my birthday. So it's in April. So I put April 1st. And I don't remember if I put the year. It doesn't matter. It's not my birthday. Well, this last year, come April 1st, two of my friends on Facebook sent me birthday cards. Happy birthday, Ken. Facebook got my birthday from another company.
Oh.
Yeah. And so now my birthday is April 1st. Shows how sneaky and how entwined everything is
You better check your social security, it may be changed too, maybe your whole life has changed.
Well, I'm not finding what I want, but I don't know why, other than there may be something on their website that Norton seems to think is unsafe for some reason. But anyway, so you can go with what you feel most comfortable with, and
Yeah.
but I do know that there's been false positives before. I used to play a game in college with my buddies. It was a golf game that was online, and it's the golf game had a built-in anti-cheat software, and the anti-cheat software Norton thought was a virus.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like something that's preventing people from putting cheating programs onto their computers. Norton as a virus, so it's, and miss out on a thing or two than to have your computer ruined by viruses. I don't do. Does anybody here run a company? Really, run a company? There's a scam now going around. Saw it on one of the tech websites where people will find your email on your company's website and then browse the website for maybe someone higher up in the company, and then email the what would you call it?
CEO.
The finance person. No, the finance person. Say,
CFO.
we need a wire transfer. We need something like that, and pretend to be you as someone in the company to get them to transfer money for this expense, and then it goes straight to this person, and as we've talked about before, with email addresses, you can call yourself whoever you want, and you can write your email and pretend to be whoever you want, but it's the email address that gives things away. So it was something that I saw today. So just to be aware of, and again, if none of us run companies, it's nothing to be too terribly concerned about, but it is another one of those identity scams, phishing scams, those kinds of things that's now becoming popular.
Kind of things when I worked at the hospital, they did send out warnings that people were trying to scam people. Yeah, the closest thing I've come to that is I used to sell things on Craigslist. Every so often when I didn't need something anymore, it wasn't something I did all the time, and I would get emails saying, I'll pay you twice as much money as your listing if you ship it to me down in, Southern California, and I'm living up here in Washington. And Craigslist website clearly states, never ship anything. That Craigslist is meant to be for local people. So. Any other? Found out about this little thing. It's searchtempest.com. Again, sorry for anyone watching at home. I'm still trying to play with. Apparently, my recording with the new program last week recorded nothing. Well, I mean, it recorded, but there was no sound, and all it was a watermark. The entire screen was a watermark. But I can't get this thing to show the right websites ever. So, anyway, and I'll descriptive as possible. So, searchtempest.com. It searches Craigslist, eBay. It searches Amazon. So it searches a whole host of websites all at once for you. If you're looking for something.
Can you make that a favorite then?
Yeah. Just most browsers have the little, mine doesn't, but we'll have a little star up here in the search bar. Oh, here's a little plus sign. That's a reading list. But anyway, bookmark, add bookmark. So Command D for me. But
So it might be Control D. Might be a. So anyway, you can just type in where you live and what you're looking for. So I just tested it out earlier with those things, and then it gives you results. Let's see, what do we want to look for? Let's look for a fish tank. A valid zip code.
It just monitors those things. It's not a.
No, it is not, and it
itself.
says on the. It says we're in no way affiliated with.
Okay, it just gets you there.
Yeah, it just gets you. Yeah, see Washington, Seattle, Tacoma, custom aquarium, blah blah blah, and so it lists those. Sponsored results. Oregon, Portland, Washington. So that's all Craigslist. Maybe there's.
What would sponsored results be?
Well, they got to make money somehow. So, Google Ads. So they're using Google AdSense to throw in advertising, and if you click on the ad, then they get revenue for you clicking on an ad.
Ah,
Yeah, I was looking for a bell, and it's got Washington, Bellingham, Portland, Washington, Yakima, Wenatchee.
Looking for a big brass bell.
Yeah, see, here you go.
Churchville.
Oh, yeah.
So here's it showing pages, but then you can click on eBay. There's the eBay results. Scroll up to the beginning, click on Amazon. There's the Amazon results.
14-inch cast iron dinner bell. Not big enough.
Oh, you want a big bell. Call all the
You got maybe a bell
ducks in,
tower?
right, for the spinning time
Yeah,
with the
probably
ducks.
have one actually. Yesterday, looking at these super zoom bridge cameras, the guy on the boat was telling us about 83x zoom, optical zoom.
Yeah.
Incredible. Anyway, it came up, Amazon will come up and it'll say who are like, and so when you follow that thread, it kind of takes you to them as an individual and all the stuff they're selling. So you don't have any, there's no sales history or there's nothing. It's kind of it leads you to an individual as opposed to a company or a
Right.
storefront.
It's almost like early day eBay stuff.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get that up and see if I can follow along. But has anybody ever heard of that?
I've never encountered that with all of the things that I've purchased on Amazon. I've recently started getting into these companies emailing me and saying, you've had your product for a few days. We hope you're satisfied. If there's anything that you can do, or anything that we can do for you, don't hesitate to email us. I didn't get that for forever, and then must be the things that I've been purchasing recently. I've been getting emails from these small companies because they've been, Amazon fulfills the order, but it's sold from this company. So I've been getting that recently, but I've not had to go down this path of this one-on-one contact before. In fact, I just got one of those emails recently saying, are you satisfied with, we bought remotes because I've told you before, the remotes got stolen. So two separate occasions, but all three remotes in there, and the remote here got stolen on two separate occasions.
Oh my gosh.
So I went on Amazon and I found some, universal, well not universal, but universal for LG, and it worked. Didn't have to program anything, just put the batteries in. So I was happy. But they emailed me the other day and said, how satisfied are you with it? We hope everything worked out. We hope it worked right out of the box like it's supposed to. And I've never emailed them back, but they, been getting some of those emails recently.
Like book sites, so you're trying to buy a book or something, have stars
Mm-hmm.
rated for that dealer,
Yeah.
and that's part of what they're kind of doing. Is
Mm-hmm.
how reliable is this video?
Yeah.
As far as getting what you ordered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I've had, I've been if you ever shop at a store that has a Square register, and you sign up with your email, they can email you receipts. But then Square itself will also email you and ask how your experience was at that store. And so then you can fill out for it. So it's like, and then other people that use Square can then see what your thoughts are on that. Reviews like Yelp and Google Maps and things. You can leave reviews for businesses. And it's that kind of a thing. Yeah.
I'm looking at Search Tempest.
Yep.
I'm trying to get it to work. Where? I put my zip code here.
Mm-hmm.
What? I just put Kubota.
Okay.
I figured I'd just get anything. And then I hit search. I get nothing.
Huh. How do you spell Kubota?
Kubota. And it could be anything. I just grabbed that because I knew there'd be some for sale.
Search. There you go. I don't know. It popped up for me.
So you had the web page up there first, and you
Yeah.
did that,
So
and
where?
that's exactly what I did there.
There.
It says 400 miles.
Yep.
Kubota.
And then click the search button. Took a minute to think, but
Where you connected to the internet?
well, yeah. If he got to Search Tempest website, he should be. Did you try it multiple times? I'm just wondering if maybe there was a
I
little.
hit the search and it nothing happens.
Just
No little thing up here looks like a search.
Mhm.
Nothing at
What browser are you using?
all. This is Windows Edge,
You're using the Edge browser.
but I can go to the other one.
Yeah, I would recommend Firefox or Chrome.
So this Amazon thing is
Yes.
when you click on used, that's when all these individual things
Okay.
come up.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
So there must be a way for individuals to post their
Yeah, they're starting
Stuff.
to get in the used market. And you can even sell things used on Amazon, or sell things to Amazon that are used. So, if you've got an old cell phone or an old
So
something.
I wonder if Amazon gets in between from the standpoint of surety.
Yeah, I'm sure
They
it's
must.
because it's their website. They've got,
Yeah,
if you're posting on Amazon's website, there's some kind of accountability that Amazon,
I would,
what would you call it, assumes. Yeah, just like eBay. eBay assumes a level of responsibility for the sellers. He used to illegally, he would get things sent to him and then never. He pretended he was over 18, asked people to send him things, and that he would then send the money, and didn't. And there wasn't that level of accountability then. And so I found about this later. I didn't know he was doing it when he was doing it, but anyway. Search for some more things. I'll be right back. Hi.
Kubota was a good one. You got some cool stuff on
You need another, don't you?
there.
As a backup, dig holes or.
It remembers your search though. Now you're gonna get lots of stuff about Kubota. It remembers
Yep.
what you're
It's a good
looking
thing.
for.
You,
To go to any sites yet.
cause when I plugged in something, it took me to the, standard commercial type sites.
You're not using that Tempest though.
Yeah,
are you?
I was.
This is not, is it?
So,
That's your search browser.
Okay.
Search.
Now it's working through Yahoo, it works, but through Edge it doesn't. So that's fine.
Tempest.
I went to the site and, yeah, when I clicked on it, it took me to I tend to use Olympia zip code when they search, I just put 502.
Makes sense to do that.
Okay, this time it did. Mark, do you have a printer that you print pictures and photos with? What about you, Sandy?
I'll show you the app.
Yes.
It's called
Brina
Photoscrap.
prints, she likes to print
Photoscrap.
note cards
I
with
call it
pictures
this.
on,
I only
because
have
we
it on
take
my phone.
Yeah,
pictures.
right.
I don't have it on my.
But I think I
Nice
found a
enough
good
that-
printer. I've spent a lot of time on reviews, and I think I finally found the one I want.
Good. Where did you find it at?
Well, I mean, a model. It's a
Okay.
So you-
Canon model IPs
So I'll show you how it
8720.
works. I just.
Has, actually,
It has all
so
your camera
not all of them
roll
will
and
take
the
cardstock
photos and
very
stuff.
well in the printer.
So,
They'll jam, and that.
Right.
This one supposedly takes.
Here's
It has a
how
rear
the
feed.
pictures that I
rather-
took that day.
Some of them
Okay.
that you have
So
feed
you
in
wanna
the front,
click
then
on
it
as many
rolls
as
it up
you
over.
wanna
Sometimes those
include in
rollers
your
get
thing, like
don't
this
feed
one,
very well, whereas I
Right.
think that evidently this,
this one.
it feeds from the
And
back
The
straight.
number of pictures that
You
you
use
click
a lot
on
of
will
ink.
give you the frames. There's so
They
many
always
frames.
use ink, and that's when you're looking at printers. I've been
On
doing
more
a little bit
frames
of
than you're gonna get.
research on the new tank printer.
Yeah.
Epson has a
And it
tank
has
printer,
varieties, like,
whereas, rather than a cartridge
Goes
engine,
after the
it has 6 or 4 tanks, and you buy
some
the
cool ones like that one I like.
the ink in a little
And
squeeze
this
bottle,
is
put
the
it
one I
in.
used, I think.
Ah,
And then
It's fairly new, but it's getting good reviews, and the cost of it is, the,
to fill that in.
it lasts a lot longer, and
So I picked that.
because ink is really the killer on
You can change the
anytime you
border
print.
Oh yeah, spending $75
by color.
Yeah.
to get.
Well, it's basically $750 a gallon or
Just change
something.
it.
More than you pay for gasoline.
Yep, yep.
And it has
It does.
patterns
It hurts
too.
every time I go to
Yeah.
Costco. We go to Costco and buy like the triple packs, and it's like $70, $80 for
The new
those
printer, I got
things.
it.
It does. It hurts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did not upgrade
Oh, the driver?
the drivers for the printer, so I needed a new printer. Well, it was getting older anyway, so I decided on it. Well, at Best Buy, looking around,
Like that.
and I saw a little coupon, and
It's
it
fantastic.
talked
But,
about
it gets grainy. The more
Yeah,
you
get
blow
your
it up,
reach your HP for so much a month.
Terrific, I think.
So I got reading about it.
It's like
You buy a new printer, that a certain number of different ones they have. And one that they sold at Costco happened to be one of those ones.
I had to move it around
It's like
a lot.
7400 series, or like a 7436. So they work.
They have adapters
They said it
Yeah,
was
they do.
that are made for
50 sheets, it was like $295 a month for it. And you could go up to 100 sheets or up to
Green screen.
400.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I paid $3 a month for ink. That's all I paid.
It's not do
And
tabs.
they, you have to have Wi-Fi, and they keep track of how many prints I make a month. And if I go over
Now I
50, they
broke.
charge me so much for each print. It's not bad, but there's some. But when the print inks, if the ink
Okay.
gets old,
Oh,
which is
there
what
we
happened to me
You're not
before,
logging into.
Oh,
it's past expiration date,
You
and
can
then
post
the
out
print.
pictures.
Or if you run out of ink,
Work, you just go back to
the
home.
printer talks to
Working
the
on a
router
program
to
that
HP,
lets
and they
us,
send more ink.
Print, change
I
it,
never
and
buy
then
ink.
try another.
They send it
Show
to me,
websites
so I
and
pay
such.
$3 a month,
It's frustrating.
$36 a year
It saves it as.
for all my color and black and white ink.
That's it.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Now, if you
Alright.
printed 100
Yeah.
pages a month, then it went up to like $5 a month.
Well, but even that.
And I'm thinking, yeah, if I
And
need to
we'll
buy
save it
ink
as a
one
collage, but you
time,
don't lose your.
I'm looking at
Single
$80 at least.
Nice.
And this has cost me
It's
36
through Best Buy, is it Best Buy
No,
program
no,
or
it's,
HP?
it's through
It was an
HP.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of the program.
group, so
You
I
just
saw
give
that.
your credit card
Yeah.
number when you
In
fill out
the
the
Yeah,
same.
south.
And
I wasn't sure you were.
every month,
On-
$3
just on the
is
group.
charged to my.
I don't think we sent a check in.
So this is
Maybe
great.
we did, I
I
can't.
used up my
So you're on
original
there?
ink that came with the printer,
But you can be.
and when that was done, I put their
Yeah.
cartridges in, and as soon as their cartridges went in, it knew it. And then from that day forward, I get charged with $3 a
Bill wants your
month.
mushroom guy to come and speak to us.
I was throwing away more ink.
Oh, yeah,
every year
I'm sure
because
you
the
did.
Well,
cartridges
that's it,
were
and
old.
like you say, if you don't use them very much, they tend to dry up.
They
a little
dry
bit,
out.
or-
Yeah.
And if you use them a lot,
Makes me
You know,
want to
you-
go out and look for
you can go
trouble.
through a deal of ink and.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with the refilling option is that if you don't get it refilled right away, they can't. Yeah, it dries up on the inside, and they say no.
And I like it. I mean, it's works perfect for me.
Yeah, it looks like you can get it on the iPad too.
And what's that called?
It comes through HP and they have a
Okay.
little tag at Best Buys, but I bought my printer at Costco.
Mm-hmm.
So there's about, it's just their newer printers,
Right.
and there's about, I don't know, 7 or 8 different series it's the series, because Costco's got a different number for it than Best Buy.
Yeah.
But they're all within that same series, so they worked.
Yeah.
And
Makes sense.
you know, I don't 50 pages. The other 25 pages for the next month. But usually I only print 4 or 5 pages a month, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
my ink was going bad.
Yeah. Sometimes we like during the holidays we go through a lot of ink, and sometimes we do. Well, not sometimes. Every year we do like DIY holiday gifts. And this last year I made a board game for my father-in-law. I didn't make it. I found it online and printed it and DIY made it. But it was a lot of ink to go through because it had oceans and land and different things, and it went through a lot of ink just to print that game board. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, you can save money on that kind of stuff. It's,
2 fillings of ink pays for a brand new printer.
Printer. It's
Well,
cheap to
yeah.
buy.
And
They
that-
sold the whole thing, why buy a new printer?
That's like the projector market, or the projectors are, I mean, they're expensive, but, if you buy a low-end projector, it's practically just as cheap to buy a brand new projector than it would be to buy one up.
I guess.
And I found that out when my dad, I don't know if he still does, but instead of before they came out with flat screens, so I think he switched to flat screens now. But before they came out with flat screens, he bought a projector and was watching TV through the projector so that he could get large screen viewing. And he gave me his old projector when I was in college, I think. I was like, oh, this, I asked him if he's like, oh yeah, sure. Gave it to me, and then I went online. $200 for the bulb. I'm like, here, Dad, you can have the projector back. I don't want that.
That's 3 bulbs, right?
No, this one just had one. But oh my gosh, I was like, no, thank you. So anyway, yeah, some of these things can be a little on the ridiculous side. So, all right. Any other questions, or did you solve a bunch of stuff while I was gone? Sound like you had some great conversations.
I could get to that site going through my Yahoo.
Mm-hmm.
The Edge wouldn't let me, so
Yeah, that there's just something to note as well. Some websites load better on different browsers. I love using the built-in Safari on my Mac, but there are just some websites that just do not work right. Or,
Bing.
yeah.
I don't like Bing.
Yeah, and so, for a long time, I always thought, it was just the website was acting up. Or, even something as dumb as this, and this I don't understand, and I just don't have the energy, and I never think of it when I'm trying to do that kind of thing. But at home, I could access a website on, let's say, Safari. And I come here to work, and I load up that same website. Won't load here in Safari. But then I pull up Chrome, and it loads here on Chrome just fine. Again, I've never bothered to look up what that is because it's just, I think it'd be too much effort when I know I can just load Chrome and the website will load anyway. But there's just, and, so sometimes, if a website's not working, maybe just, it could either be the website or just try a different browser, and that might solve the issue. Because all the different companies, they try to make them compatible with Mozilla in mind, or and for different things, and Java. So yeah, try a different browser. So and it never hurts to have a second browser on your computer anyway. It's just a couple hundred megabytes, and if that, and your computer can handle having that on there. All right. Any other questions? And I always said, I think I always told you I wasn't going to get one for a while, but I did end up getting the Apple Watch Series 2.
Did.
I did.
Oh my gosh.
So the reason why I decided to go for it.
Read his sermon from his watch.
That's right. I really will have to wear my glasses in worship if I did that, though. But the thing that sold it for me is, it's interrelated, but the fitness thing. I've had a couple different fitness bands, and all of them have worn out in less than a year. And so I decided, I'm not going to buy these, and they aren't even necessarily low end. I mean, I don't think paying $100+ for something should be considered a low end fitness device.
Yeah.
And so I thought, if I'm going to get a fitness device, I'm going to get, I trust Apple. All my electronic devices are Apple now. Almost all. And so I thought, that's one reason why I did it. But the second reason was the Series 2, the one that they just released, is waterproof for 50 meters. And I still have something going on with my legs, so I haven't been exercising via running or ellipticals or things like that. But I have started going to the Y downtown in Olympia when I take my daughter to preschool. And since it's waterproof, I can track my workouts with the watch. And so I just got it like a week ago, maybe 10 days ago. And swimming workout. It worked perfectly. Locks the screen so that you can't accidentally push buttons or anything. And then when you're done with the workout, you press done, and then you spin the digital crown, or it's a physical crown, but it doesn't work like a normal crown on a watch. And it, if you watch the video about it, it sends a tone which vibrates the speaker, which ejects the water out of the speaker, which is the only real hole in the whole device, because you have to have a hole to be able to talk to it. And so they designed the speaker in such a way that, one, it blocks the water from getting any further. And so then when you play that tone, the water that is trapped there, it vibrates and spews out.
So what does it give you as a report?
Calories, heart rate, distance. So yeah, the built-in activity app let me set, because the downtown Wise pool is 20 yards, not 25, like a typical pool is. And I asked her, I was like, I see your little workout boards for, whatever teams you have. I'm like, it's always saying like 60 and 100, and, there's no 25 and 50. And she's like, well, yeah, I know this is weird, but our pool is actually only 20 yards. So it let me say the pool was 20 yards. And so using its accelerometer, it approximately knows that I hit, one end of the pool. So it tracked my laps, which then tracked my total yards swam, tracks the duration of the workout, calories burned. I think I mentioned that one. What else?
And heart rate?
Heart rate. Yep, my average, let's see if I can find it. 462 calories burned, 1,800 yards swam in 55 minutes and 42 seconds. My average heart rate was 158. I swam 90 laps. and my average pace was 3 minutes and 5 seconds per 100 yards. So,
Wow.
yeah.
A lot of information.
Set you up for the Olympics next year.
No.
And then how do you find battery life?
2 days. So, which,
You have to take it off to charge it.
yeah, you have to take it off to charge it, and it does induction charging, so nothing plugs into it. You set it on this little, it's a little round disc that's beveled. So that's the right word, right?
Concave.
Thank you. It's concave, and so then it sits on there, and it attaches with a magnet, and then it just charges. So, and I charged it this morning, and I woke up a little late, later than normal, so it didn't get it all the way up to 100%. But
So does it tell the time?
Tells the time.
Okay.
Yep.
And then the rest of that, it doesn't tell on there, you have to have,
No, it can.
Telephone.
No, it tells me on here too.
but it'd be so small you couldn't read it.
No, that's what Becca said. She's like, but you got the bigger phone because you wanted bigger screens, and she said, isn't that gonna, because I can get emails on here, and different things like that. And I said, it actually does, She's like, well, that's what she reads her books on her little iPad mini, and the print is like size 8. And I'm like, how do you read that? She's like, it's not that bad. And I said, I don't think I could do that. And then she looks at my watch. She said, well, that's probably the same type. I said, yeah, but what do you call it?
Perspective.
Thank you. The perspective, since the screen's so small, it doesn't look tiny on it. That's my explanation, whether that's accurate or not. So, anyway. So it tracks my activity. It tells me every hour to get up and walk for a minute.
So for it to be, to attach to the internet, it has to have proximity to your phone.
Yeah, it's tied to the phone. But the Series 2, on top of being waterproof, also has GPS. So I could leave the phone at home and go on a run, my miles and all of those different things.
So I don't know how you made a lap that it knows it's 20 feet or 20 yards,
Yeah.
but it also senses the direction you're going, so
Yeah.
it knows you turned around.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so when I hit the wall and turn around, which I don't do fancy, I just touch the wall and then flip my whole body. I don't do actual pool turns. So that then senses. And I did that I probably swam slower than normal because I was checking it out, seeing how accurate it was, measuring everything. And so it did a great job.
Oh, neat.
Does the speaker work underwater?
Underwater?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like the built? I don't know. I didn't try that one. I did not try that. But there's that.
They have waterproof Bluetooth earbuds now.
I know. I not that I would really do that, but I thought about that. I thought.
Yeah, because 98 laps is boring.
They have music in the Y.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. Not that works all the time, because only when you go up for a breath do you hear the music going. But I actually find swimming less boring in terms of because when I was running on before I injured my leg or back or whatever it is that's injured, I would always have headphones in and I'd be listening to music or podcasts or something to keep my attention, because I'm like, really, do I really have to use the elliptical for 20 more minutes? But swimming, I don't have that. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I'm in the pool and actively making headway back and forth or what, but I haven't run into that issue yet. I've been doing it since Aubrey went into preschool. So anyway, I've had it for about 10 days. I really do enjoy it. I don't think it's really. It's called Dicphone has.
But you can't text on it or read.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's
Does it have a little keyboard?
No, it has.
Or
voice,
verbal?
huh?
Well, it has Siri, so it's got the voice. It has built-in responses, so like quick responses, like, are you coming home soon? And I can click quick response yes or yup or something like that. Or Becca was calling me and I was in a meeting last week, and so I scrolled down on the quick responses and it was, I'm in a meeting, call you back later. quick response that. But there is Siri, so I can just press it and talk to Siri on it, and she's pretty darn accurate most of the time. But then there's if you really want to get a workout on how long you can keep your arm raised, there's a scribble feature. And so you tap scribble, and it's got this little grid, and then you just start drawing letters. And most, like 99% of the time, it's gotten every letter right, even with my horrible handwriting. And then there's a little space button on the bottom, so and you can do it as fast as you want. I mean, you just start drawing letter on top of letter, even if it hasn't finished, physically feeling and converting. And so it works that way.
Can you bring something up that we can?
So that's a text message with Cameron.
Oh yeah.
So it's really not that bad.
No.
Nope. And then when notifications come in, I have raised awake turned on, so you raise your wrist and the notification comes straight on the screen, so you don't have to go clicking for it. And then you click a little dismiss button.
Oh, I could read that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad.
I was thinking it'd be way, way harder.
Yeah. Sure.
Did you have a Fitbit before?
I had a Jawbone.
Similar to
Jawbone,
Fitbit?
same idea as.
Okay.
So it's really not that bad. And then yeah, there's a forecast.
Oh, okay.
And you can have what they call, I didn't know this term, and probably lots of people didn't until the iPhone came out, because they wanted to mimic real watches as much as possible with terminology. So the watch, there's different complications. So I've got different watch faces that have different things on them. So this current one has the date, the time, the weather, my activity, my messaging app, and my app, so I can turn the difference between restful and restless sleep, which a lot of the other ones do as well.
There's no camera in it, right?
No, but you can use this as a remote for your camera. So if you set your camera up somewhere, you can then turn the camera app on here, and you can take the picture with it. And it also will show you a live preview on the thing of it.
Wow, that's amazing.
So do they have things that hold these? Like a tripod with that?
Yeah, there's
I saw the new Android has a little leg or something.
Oh, does it? Yeah.
yeah, what oh my gosh.
For mounting on a
car.
windshield, so I'm sure you.
Yeah, no, they're called
It's just a little.
I mean, there's tons of them, but the ones that I'm trying to think of, what is it called? It's not, is it like a Gorilla clamp? Gorilla Pod? Maybe that's it. But anyway, these things right here. Come on.
So you can set that up somewhere on the mantelpiece and
Yeah, and
activate it on and off.
yeah, and this one looks like it might be for the GoPro, but they've got them for all kinds of things. And the cool thing about the legs on this is that you can wrap it around any object. So like if there's no flat surface, but there's like a low tree branch where you're trying to take a picture, just wrap the legs around the tree branch and create your own place to hold it.
If you were to take a picture with your cell phone and you have your tree branch, but it wouldn't stick it straight up or up and down, so it's off at an angle or something like that, does it compensate and put the picture straight back up? Or is it going to be people standing at it?
It'll probably do it at an angle, but then I've noticed this recently, and maybe it was in the last couple updates, but with the iPhone, if you go to
You can upright it.
well, you can upright it, but if the I mean, even a picture that looks. Well, let me see if I can do it on screen here for you. Yeah,
In the edit mode.
Yeah, I mean, even just on the iPhone, at least. There we are in the pool when we were on our trip to California. Let's see if it does it. No, maybe that one was straight up.
Tools.
Well, but let's see. Well, let me see if I can find one that looks obviously.
On Picasso and stuff, it's under tools and straighten it.
Maybe not. Okay, but on the, I know for a fact on the phone, I've clicked on a photo, and just by clicking the edit button, it goes whoop. Even times when I thought, that's pretty darn straight, it will tweak it even just the slightest bit to get you so that the subjects are perfectly vertical.
Well, that would never an angle, so
As well. Edit, here's the, or maybe it's when you click crop.
you got degrees.
There's your degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
There, okay.
So.
You got the grid, so.
Yeah, and you've got the grid. But I do know that it did, and again, maybe it's just the phone. Details, no, not details. Edit, let's see if we can get this. Yep, okay, so let's try this. Cancel, discard changes. I'll show you real quick. I'll show it to you right here real quick. So, click the crop button, and see it automatically rotated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So.
Now, and then if you wanted to see it bigger, can you just go like that and what?
Yep. So yeah, so if you go into your phone and you click on any photo that's got people in it, maybe not even people, any photo, and you just click the crop button, you don't even have to do anything, and they saw it. It just rotated it just slightly so that the subjects were 100% vert or horizontal. So, yeah.
I think in the update, it must have the new way of zeroing in on faces because
They did a whole lot this last update with photos. Yeah.
because it's picking out faces in my pictures now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can search on your phone, on your tablet, if it's got iOS 10. You can search by crazy things. Like, let's say you're one of those people that loves taking pictures of food, your meal, and then sending it to people. And so you could type in, search your entire photo library. Things. I mean, you can search for, let's say I don't really use the folder features that much in my iPhone, but let's say you want to show someone your trip from last year. So you went to, Glacier last July. So you could type in July 2015, or Glacier, or even just Glacier. I don't know if Glacier would work, but you could type in July 2015, and it will just show you the pictures from July of 2015, and then you can narrow into the Glacier trip.
I like that feature.
Yeah.
I'm
So.
in the process of downloading 138 pictures of Greenas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm downloading into Dropbox.
Yeah.
And get it over here. And I see it's going into a temporary folder. I created a folder for it, but it's got .temporary. It's been going on for
That means that means it's in the process.
But eventually that temp will go away.
Yeah. Just like when you install a software program or install an update for Windows or for Mac, it creates temporary files and temporary folders.
Okay.
And then when it's done, and that's part of why computers reboot after you install like big updates or even large programs, it'll say it needs to reboot.
Okay,
It finishes writing them to where they're permanently going to be, and then deletes all those temporary files. Well, it's supposed to.
Yeah.
That's actually why sometimes computers get full of
Yeah.
junk files, is because these temporary ones don't actually get deleted.
Oh, just like updating from Windows 8 to Windows 10.
Yeah.
It kept all that stuff, and some computers still have it in there.
Yep.
Double.
Mhm.
Thanks, Pastor.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys.
Mark.